all this bad PR, all this, these protests, all these mayors kind of like fighting them, that would be a bad thing. You wouldn't want that to happen. But then guess what? Guess what? Like, they don't care. They welcome it. They love it. So it's obvious, right? It's obvious that they're thriving on terrorism in order to create and promote
Well,
this police
yeah.
state.
Well, in my mind, there's sort of like always an excuse, as in like, yeah, just like in this instance here. But like, the rhetoric is, well, they just want to get rid of the illegals or like the criminals slash illegals or one and the same. But then like, yeah, in this instance here, where it's like, again, the rhetoric when they're emphasizing the fact that they largely want to get rid of criminals and whatever illegals. They care about the American citizens, but as far as I could tell, like, this is an American citizen. But then the excuse is, well, you have to obey the ICE officers at all times, and if you're not following the line, but then these are generally the people that will defend Ashley Babbitt.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. I say Ashley Babbitt, she died as she was like disobeying a police order. In case people,
I think the president called her a hero. I
believe so. He might have even posthumously given her a medal.
Exactly.
I think something along those lines. But in any case, like for people who don't know who Ashley Babbitt is, like she died during the January 6th riots. She was coming through a window, like a door that had like a glass pane or something, right? And there was an officer on the other side, several people, and like, hey, don't come. Like, this is barricaded. Do not come. Yep. She ignored that with the rest of the crowd behind her, and she was climbing through. She got shot. And the right wing is aghast when you criticize her. An American hero she was, right? American hero. And it's not like it's not. No, there was no mistake that could have happened here, right? There's no misunderstanding that happened. On the other side,
it's on video pretty clearly.
It's on video. Yeah, we saw it. We saw it, right? And on the other side, you have the situation with I believe her name, what was it? Renee Good. Yes, Renee Good. And just like any other person, right? Well, most people, so all of a sudden, armed men are charging at you and yelling, right? She panicked, clearly. This woman panicked and attempted to drive off, and she was murdered for that. And all the only response is, oh, yes, you. In that moment, when large men with guns are shouting at this woman, right? You should be perfectly rational, and you should follow instructions to the letter. If not, clearly it was your fault.
And they never even identified themselves as federal agents or whatever you want to call them. I refuse to call them that. They are obviously like state-sponsored terrorists. I mean,
they're the Gestapo.
Yeah,
this is
it's
the Gestapo.
insane.
The brown
it's
shirts,
insane. And they didn't identify themselves. They gave an unlawful order as their first thing and just said, "Get the F out of the car." And it's like that's an illegal order coming from them, and by that justification, every single person, you're just supposed to, everyone in a mask, you're just supposed to do whatever they could say in regards to anything that they could, because they could possibly be an ICE agent or whatever it's like, it's just, I am blown away at just how careless they were, and how you're exactly right, Prime. Like, we just went through January 6th about how they're memorializing these people, and on top of that, we had just a couple months ago went through this Charlie Kirk nonsense where, oh, he's a father, she's a mother. Oh, how dare you speak ill of the dead and all that kind of stuff, and like, he didn't do anything wrong, and it's like, she same day, within hours, we spent days talking about Charlie Kirk being like, okay, well, he did like go talk to people on universities. He did bad things when you did it, but at least he engaged with people and started talking to them or something. the bare minimum. You know what I mean? The lowest common
those
denominator.
exact same people who were criticizing the rhetoric around Charlie Kirk are now attacking this woman for being a lesbian.
Exactly.
These
Exactly.
people are horrible. They're
Exactly.
horrible, and I think some people have been making this point, and I think it really does land. Um, is that like um, when we're dealing with this point was like most eloquently made about like anti-Semites specifically, but it counts to just fascists in general, and that like they aren't trying to make good arguments. That's not like their goal. It's not important to them to make a good argument. They see what I mean. Most the thought leaders among the group, right, aren't idiots. The cult members might be idiots, but the thought leaders, at the very much at least, aren't idiots. They understand. They know they're full of crap. They get that, but it is amusing and useful to their political goals to have you, the other side, the interlocutor, right? You have to like uh, fight them with like useful arguments and like put all this effort into debunking all and energy into debunking all their nonsense because they can just throw out another lie. It's so much easier for them to throw out another lie, right, than it is for you to like deliver any sort of truth, right? They can construct another reality and just have their people live in it. It's just that simple,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And so let's not pretend that these people are actually trying to have any good faith conversation, right? There is no good faith conversation. We see the video, right?
Exactly.
We've had different news outlets have done like video analysis of like the slowed down footage, right? And no, he wasn't in front, right? Possibly maybe he got like winged, right? Like a little like a tap, a love tap from the car. But no, clearly he wasn't in danger, right? The thing that we all see is actually there. But it doesn't matter. The Trump administration will act the same. Like, I haven't looked at the tweets myself, but like it's a report to me that on Twitter, JD Vance is saying that the so there's 3 gunshots, 1 into the window, 2 into the side, right, to the side window, right. The windshield is the first one, right, the front of the car, and then 2 on the side. He's saying there was no shots into the side of the window.
What? Are you
Right, the side of the car.
serious?
Yeah, it was just into the windshield.
No
And
way.
like we can see the obvious. I gotta find these tweets, but apparently he's doing this on Twitter. Yeah, he's arguing with people on
Wow.
Twitter saying it's not the case. Now if that's true, if he's saying that, right? Like that distills exactly what I'm trying to tell you here. They don't have to make like arguments based on that. They'll just lie. And then afterwards, right, when it's not politically useful for them anymore, they'll just take it back, right?
Yeah.
Remember, JD Vance last summer, right? JD Vance was pushing the Haitians eat cats and dogs lie, right? He was pushing that actively. Later on, it was revealed, obviously, it was a lie, right? Just a complete racist lie. He admitted it was a lie. And then his response was, oh, yes, but I was using that lie to like get to some essential truth. I was using it as a conversation starter. It literally didn't matter to him. It didn't matter that he lied. It didn't matter he got caught, right? And then from there, he's like, yeah, I'll make something else up. I'll move on to something else that's more politically expedient for me. So let's not pretend these people like give a damn about any of this, right?
Yeah.
They're just having fun.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there's no persuasion. Yeah, exactly. Rick from chat, wouldn't you agree that this wouldn't have happened without the Tim Walz fraud? You're onto something, Rick, but you're wrong, exactly wrong for the right reason. But basically, that was another xenophobic lie in a long line of lies that got us here, right? It's the caravan of migrants that 10 years ago that they started lying about, or the immigration numbers, the amount of people, the amount of crimes that they do, the amount of diseases that they carry. All these are just a long stream of lies that got us to here. Eating your cats and dogs. All of this is just xenophobic, racist rhetoric and to get us here. So yes, those videos, yeah, they did create a viral sensation enough so that Trump did put those troops into the state for that reason. but obviously there was no fraud. There was no systemic fraud. And if you actually cared about systemic fraud, you'd be looking at the companies, the billionaire companies that are taking stuff, as opposed to childcare companies or nonprofits. It's so wild, man.
Yeah, and in that vein, going back to this aspect of lying, like yeah, all this rhetoric around the Minnesota fraud, which I'm sure fraud exists at some level. You know, there's always fraud regardless, no matter what the program or institution is. But like that I don't know if you have watched the Nick Shirley video, but like that whole video was just like I don't know how anybody can call that journalism. I'm not a journalist, so I guess I'm not qualified to say it. But it was really just, I view it as like a piece of propaganda.